We mentioned the market share that Tesla has in China. So these sales decline there. At this point, is this still a big deal? The fact that they're not really able to generate a lot of sales and they're facing a lot of rising domestic competition?
Yes, so China's never been the reason we own Tesla, or I think, should own Tesla. I mean, the writing was always on the wall with China for Tesla because of the fact that they just simply cannot compete on price to the degree that the local Chinese manufacturers can. And at the end of the day, they were the first mover there and they benefited from it and got a lot of revenue from it. But at the end of the day, the reason that you want to own Tesla is for the optionality outside of that business. But ultimately, we do think that it will continue to be a declining aspect of contribution for the overall business over time.
All right. By the way, looking at some Chinese EV stocks right now, moving higher or they closed higher. We're showing them on the board right now. Elon Musk putting out kind of a nugget yesterday that Tesla has its own advanced AI chip engineering team. How big of a deal is that for the automaker?
Yeah, it's interesting. If they can continue to innovate on that front, everything that they're doing and the data that they're collecting is still second to none. I say it's really tough for them to compete on price overseas, but as far as their chips capabilities and the data collection and then the automation that comes behind that is still second to none, and they have a tremendous lead from a technological standpoint versus virtually every other company in the space, and or definitely every other company in the space. So, we think that they will continue to differentiate in best ways possible as it relates to their technological prowess.
All right. When we're talking about them developing their own chips, is there any scenario where they don't need the Nvidia chips? I mean, the Nvidia chips aren't very important to their business. Is there any possibility, I should say, for them to supplant that supplier and kind of put their own chips in their own cars?
I don't think anything like that in the near future. I think over time, this is going to be a conversation not limited to Tesla, with all the hyperscalers for that matter. Will they be developing their own chips in a way that, I guess, diminishes the need for NVIDIA GPUs and whatnot? So that is a question, I think, for later. But for the time being, I think NVIDIA, as you saw from last week's results, is in no point of being disrupted.